Hi, how are ya? Welcome to another episode of the Run Pass Option with Pro Football Hall of Famer Isaac Bruce and Doc Holliday. I am Doc Holliday. Isaac, what's up, man? How you doing, brother?
Hey, I'm well and I'm blessed. I'm doing absolutely marvelous. Ready for this next episode. A lot of good things happening in the world of sports, from Memphis to South Florida to San Francisco to Boston. And it's summertime, Doc. So you can smell it in the air, man. It's starting to happen. You got a couple NFL camps that are having their mandatory mini camps this weekend, and we know what happens after that. That real deal starts to come.
Man, not only can we smell summer, we can feel it too, bro. Because the minute I step outside, man, I'm sweating like an ancestor, bro. Sweating like an ancestor right there. But speaking of sweating, man, hey, Boston Celtics sweating again today, dog, because Game 5 of the NBA Finals were played in San Francisco last night, man. The Boston went in there and got their ass tore up. They played okay, but they got their ass tore up, man. Golden State wins the ball game, 104-94. Isaac, they're now up 3-2. But the bad thing about that, if you're the Boston Celtics, man, is that Steph Curry played like trash, bro, offensively, man, after going off of 43 in Game 4. My boy went for 16, man, 0 for 9 from three-point range. I think he snapped. I mean, he had a record of 132 straight playoff games hitting the three. That was snapped in Game 5. But despite that, bro, Golden State still won and Boston still lost, man. And now they up 3-2. And I don't know, the Celtics, man, y'all lose that when that dude's shooting like that, man. That says a lot about Golden State, but it also says something about Boston that they might be a little nervous, man. But Golden State, bro, took care of business, man. And it was really that dude, Andrew Wiggins. He monstered out last night, Ike.
Well, Doc, when you talk about championship DNA, man, that's everything that the Golden State Warriors have been almost for this past decade, man, and everything that they do from, a cultural standpoint to development of players, bringing in the right pieces to fit in their culture, drafting, players that they develop. I mean, you just see so many examples of what an organization should be run like, and a well-run organization, and that is the Golden State Warriors, man. But last night games, man, Doc, it was indicative of that. Because the Warriors came out with an attitude of, we're going to try to smash you. We're going to try to take control of this series, and no better place to do it in San Francisco at home. But as far as, the headliners of this series have been concerned with the Golden State Warriors, I mean, you mentioned it, Doc. In Game 4, Steph Curry had a huge game, man. One of those iconic games in the finals that'll go down in history. And then he comes back, and you see the adjustments of the NBA, how teams adjust to one another. Ime made it a focus to limit the touches that Steph Curry received and make sure that they were face guarding him, being physical with him, and it paid off. Now, those are some of the things that I feel like the Boston Celtics could take from that game, as far as the way they played Steph Curry and really put the onus on the other team to score, other players on that team to score points, which they did. Now, what's to say about this upcoming game, Doc? This adjustment and how they'll play it. Who knows? It's a game of adjustments, and I'm sure Steve Kerr will figure out something, how you can get Steph Curry going, or Steph Curry himself do what superstars do. They'll get themselves going in the next coming game. But a lot of highlights for the Golden State Warriors. Klay Thompson, he's waking up, Doc, which is a scary thought for them. You're getting great play from Jordan Poole. Andrew Wiggins, Doc. Let's just pause there for a second, because this is one of those things where you can say the importance of an atmosphere in the development of players, Doc. It's so important that guys grow up and come around other great players and have great veteran leadership to show guys with a lot of potential that talent isn't enough, and if you don't work hard, somebody that works hard will outshine your talent. This is an example of that with the way Andrew Wiggins is playing, Doc. He was the first overall pick for a reason. We can see his athleticism, his ability to jump, his ability to guard Jason Tatum. Doc, let's be real. He's giving Jason Tatum fits. Yeah. And he's everywhere. He's all over the court. He's okay with his role, the role that he's playing for the Golden State Warriors. And the light is shining on Andrew Wiggins, man. He has a great legacy. His mom was a track runner. His dad played in NBA Finals versus the Boston Celtics with the Houston Rockets. But everything Andrew Wiggins is doing is everything they wanted from him in Minnesota. And now you see how a great ran culture and organization can bring it out of a player like Andrew Wiggins, like the Golden State Warriors are doing right now.
And I think it is with Andrew Wiggins and the Golden State Warriors. He doesn't have that pressure of being the man. Even in Minnesota, he wasn't the man, but they wanted him to be the man. They expected him to be the man when he was in Cleveland. You know, when LeBron was like, his ass got to get up out of here, man. I'm back now, so we need to roll him somewhere else. But coming back to Andrew, but going back to Steph, I got to give Ime Udoka a lot of credit for this because Ime is like, okay, all right, Steph bust our ass for 43 points in game 4. You know what we going to do? We're going to act like we're going to keep letting his ass roam around, shoot free. Now, get up in his beam. Get up in his face. Make him work because he NBA old. He was like, I want to see if his NBA old ass can do the same thing in game 5, in game 4, see if he can find some energy. And he basically looked like he had the energy or the legs. So you got to give Ime Udoka a lot of credit for that because they made Steph Curry work for a lot of those shots. All that damn screening and all that damn running and all that doing like Day and next Friday when he was running from a big girl with them sweets. It was making him do that, man. And I got to give Ime Udoka credit for that. But what he probably didn't realize is that he knew that, though. He like, damn, we focus on Steph. Steph going to get his anyway. If we focus on Steph, somebody else going to go off. And Andrew Wiggins did that, man. 26 points, 13 rebounds. You said it, Ike B. Playing great defense on Jason Tatum. He did it on both ends of the court. And the yam sandwich he gave their ass, bro. And one time he flew through the lane and just, I don't even know what he did with his body, man. He was just like a slinky. Like I say, Ja Morant showed all his athleticism, and they weren't counting on that, man. And you said it, Klay Thompson had been struggling, bro. He goes 5-11, 4-11 from three-point range, and the damn Golden State Warriors went 9-40 from three-point range, so they couldn't hit a damn thing. And Klay hit 5 of those, and Jordan Poole hit 3 of those, so the rest of them weren't doing anything. So big game by Andrew Wiggins, man. I like that as far as his confidence is concerned. And Boston still be, because you talked about Jason Tatum, Mike B. Jason Tatum, let me see, finished with 27 points, bro. 10 rebounds, 10 of 20 from the field, 5 of 9 from three-point range. So if somebody look at that without watching the game, they'd be like, damn, Jason Tatum was balling out. No, bro, because in the fourth quarter, he only had 5 points. Took 7 shots in the fourth, made 1. That was a 3 with 3:27 left. They was already down at that point, 93-79. So Jason Tatum was quiet as hell in the fourth quarter as far as offensive output and offensive efficiency, as well as Golden State played Andrew Wiggins, leading them over, and Draymond Green came out with a lot more aggressiveness. But Jason Tatum, bro, if he a superstar like we saying, his young ass got to step up in moments like this, and he didn't step up in game 5 in that fourth quarter when they needed him, man.
Well, I'll take one thing from each organization, Doc, as we go forward, and probably based on what we already seen. I think one with the Golden State Warriors that Klay Thompson is rounding back into form.
Thanks.
I mean, before his injuries, we always considered him one of the best two-way players in the league because his defense was stoic. I mean, it took guys like Kawhi Leonard to really just, give him the business. But everybody else, he could control them on a defensive end and still hit his shots, Doc, and still give you the offensive production, that he was known for giving. I think he's rounding back into that right now before our eyes. I think his legs are coming back under him. And that little flicker of a jump shot that he has, man, that he can get off real quick. Be honest, it reminds me of your jump shot, Doc, but he gets it off so fast, man, that it's deadly when he's in rhythm. Now, the second thing is about the Boston Celtics, Doc. I mean, you mentioned the word superstar with Jason Tatum. And I think recently here, it was probably after game 2 or after game 3, he was at the podium and he verbalized something, Doc. And I believe, listen, life and death are in the power of the tongue. And, what you allow to come through your thinking and through your mouth is what you create and is what you order, and you have to have it. I mean, I just saw him at that podium questioning if he was or wasn't a superstar at that moment. And Doc, it's showing up in these games. He's playing like a star, not a superstar. He's playing like a guy who's overthinking things inside his brain and his mind and just double thinking. He has 2 thoughts about one subject. So a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. Doc, he is at the end of games imploding. He's 22. Sometimes he looks like when he's shooting jump shots that his legs aren't there, like his strength isn't there for a guy that's 22, 23 years old, Doc. I mean, like he's NBA old. So I think it started right there at that podium where we started to see a downswing of Jason Tatum, which is something that right now the Boston Celtics don't want to see. Because when you look at the history of the Celtics, you look at Larry Bird. You just look at Larry Bird, you're like, oh, man, I'm going to stop Larry Bird. He ain't doing nothing today. But Larry Bird never thought like that. Larry Bird believed he was the best player on the planet at all times. With I don't care who's on the court, sharing the court with him, Julius Erving, Dr. J, Magic Johnson, it didn't matter. He would tell you what he was going to do and then complete it, Doc. So that mentality is not there with Jason Tatum right now as far as being a superstar athlete, superstar Boston Celtic, and a guy who needs to put this team on the shoulder right now. I think he's standing on their shoulders, Doc, and they can't afford that, Doc, going into game 6. Is it possible for him to change his mind? Of course. He can change course in the moment of a second by just, canceling the words that he spoke and putting out more different words, powerful, conducive to him being a superstar. And I think that's where they got in trouble, at a podium and not at a free throw line.
You're making a good point, man. That's the thing with Jason Tatum. He has to realize, bro, you have to think. Even if you don't know it and believe, you have to project that you're the best player, that you're the coldest dude on the court, man. So for him to make another step, he has to understand and get that in his head. Like, look, I'm the coldest cat on this court, man. You can't have any doubt. And if you do, you can't verbalize that, bro. And you're right. Because I don't think he understands now. In order for them to win the championship, his ass got to play like a superstar. Jaylen Brown does this thing. That's your boy, man. But Jaylen Brown had 5 damn turnovers, dog. He only 18 points. Didn't hit a 3-pointer. And he's been playing like the best Celtic in this series. But I'm with you with that, man. Jason Tatum has to get to a point where he has to grow up mentally and emotionally mature and look in the mirror and be like, look, dog, I don't give a damn if I miss 15 shots in the fourth quarter when we're down double digits. Y'all ass is going to have to be mad at me because I'm finna take the shot. I'm finna drive. I'm finna do something because he's one of those players. If he's aggressive, good things are going to happen and he'll get foul calls. He may yam on somebody. Some of those shots will go down, even if you 3 of 17 in the fourth quarter. When y'all down, you got to do that. But I think the fact that Steph Curry is struggling, he so happened struggling on a night where Jordan Poole gave him somewhat. Jordan Poole gave him 14 points, 4 of 8 from 3-point range, 3 of 6. Then Gary Payton II, 15 points, 6 of 8 from the field. When you look at the bench points, man, Golden State think bench points 30. Let me see. Yeah. They outscored the Boston Celtics bench 31-10, bro. So Boston Celtics bench didn't give them a damn thing. So you catch Steph Curry on the night where he can't hit a damn shot. And I think Boston, man, I think they let this, if they had any chance of winning this series, I ain't gonna even lie, bro. I think they let it slip right there, man, because Golden State still beat you with superstar man playing like that. Y'all asses might be out of gas. They probably gonna win game 6. But when they come back, if they're going back to Boston with 93 octane in the tank, their ass coming back to San Francisco with 87, bro, because they're gonna be out of gas. And I don't think they're gonna do it though.
Well, I tell you what, I think the Golden State Warriors, Steve Kerr, I think those guys, they smell blood in the water right here, Doc. So, I mean, you didn't have the best game 5 from Steph Curry, who's projecting to be the finals MVP, followed by a close second by Andrew Wiggins. I think they smell blood. And I think, with game 6 on the line, I think they're going to go out, win this game 6 on Boston Celtics turf, on their floor, and celebrate on the floor, man. I just think it's shaping up that way. With a monster game from Steph Curry, with another great game from Andrew Wiggins, defensively and offensively. And like I say, Klay Thompson, man, he is rounding back into form right before our eyes. And Klay Thompson is known as Mr. Game 6. So I think it ends in Boston, Doc, and we get ready for the NFL season after this.
I'm ready for the NFL season too, man. We're going to slip to the NFL very shortly. But I got to give some credit to Draymond. He came out more aggressive than what the hell he did the game before, bro. In game 4, when he scored 2 points or something like that, he was horrible, man. But he came out, he had 8 points. His ass had 6 fouls. Dude fouled out 3 times in the NBA Finals, man. 3 times. But that's what Golden State wants him to do. They don't really need him on the court to win, and they won again, even though he fouled out. He's that aggressive dude. So, all right, you say it ends in Boston. I think Boston wins game 6 and take it back to the Bay in games because I see Boston's kind of rowdy as hell, man. They may rattle, but, it's Golden State. And I expect Steph to have a bounce-back game, but I also expect those Boston bench players to play better because a lot of times bench players, they play better at the crib than they do on the road, and they ain't get nothing from the bench, man. Even Al Horford, he didn't even have a good game. So, but as far as I'm concerned, hell, they can go in because I'm ready for the NFL season to start. Casting mandatory mini camps this week, Ike. It's one dude we've been looking at, wondering what the hell he gonna do, man. Baltimore Ravens quarterback Lamar Jackson. He missed all 3 weeks of voluntary OTAs for the first time, and it's going into his 5th year now since he's been there. He want that loot. But Baltimore said, we ready to give you the loot. You ain't trying to talk to us. But he showed up to mandatory minicamp for Baltimore Ravens, man. He's up for a new deal. Now, he showed up. Let me see. I think he's set to make $23 million next season. How much? Let me see how much. Is that right, bro?
Yes.
$23 million. And I think Baltimore was like, yeah, we want to talk to him, but we waiting on him. And he doesn't have an agent, which I ain't mad at him on that. Don't get no money away if you don't have to. It's how much money people been paying. But he ain't got the deal yet, but he there. Right decision for Lamar, bro, to go. I mean, I guess I don't want to be fined. It's mandatory minicamp, but right decision for him to go.
Well, Doc, we talk about a lot of people who have worked in corporate America for a very long time. And then they get that inch, they kind of go out and do their own thing. So we call that betting on yourself. There's no different in this. I mean, Lamar Jackson has a style of play that's not like any other quarterback that's in the league right now. I mean, he's probably taking more hits far above the next person behind him as far as quarterback play is concerned. But Doc, he is very, very productive in what he does, man. He is that team's leader. He's the first guy off the bus for them. He has that mentality that the Baltimore Ravens played with. And Doc, at times, what you're asking Lamar to do is carry that team the way he did last year. We were talking about Lamar being the MVP candidate all the way through, I think, about week 9, week 10, before he had that ankle injury and ended up not playing the last 4 games of the season. And how the Baltimore Ravens were just decimated with injuries, Doc, from a running back standpoint. They had to go out and sign 2 guys off the street to play running back. They lost their left tackle, who got paid a couple weeks into the season. And now with the addition of everything that they brought into the fold via free agency to protect Lamar, gave him some weapons on the outside, drafted, I think, 2 or 3 more tight ends. Doc, it's setting up for Lamar Jackson to have one of these seasons. He's already had an MVP season. Let's just say it's setting up for him to have another MVP season. And as long as it takes for Lamar, we won't put it on the Baltimore Ravens. We'll just keep it on Lamar because he's controlling the scenario. He's controlling the narrative of this contract situation. I won't call it a dispute because they are waiting on him to come to the table. But Doc, he's banking on himself. He's banking on that he can win an MVP. And not only that, but take his team to the playoffs again, win this division, that AFC North division, and possibly represent the AFC in a Super Bowl. That's everything he's banking on. Now, let's look at that promised land, Doc. What would that say? I mean, one of the greatest quarterbacks ever to play in this league is already making $50 million. He has 4 MVPs, 1 Super Bowl championship. But the market has been set by him. Let's look at what's happening in Cleveland right now. You have a quarterback that hasn't played in a full season, probably won't play most of this year. He has a $230 million guaranteed contract, Doc. So with all that said, that's all on the table right there for Lamar. I gotta applaud the young man because his belief is within himself. He's trusting himself in this process. So that $230 million guarantee could bump to probably $330 million guaranteed contract for one Lamar Jackson, man. If he plays it the way he sees it, I believe he sees it playing out. So I applaud him for it, Doc.
I mean, I ain't mad at him either, man, because, can't nobody tell you how your life's supposed to go. A lot of times you don't even know, bro, because it's all up to the Most High. But I'm looking to the extra point that If Deshaun, you're right, Deshaun Watson, man, got 5 years, $230 million guaranteed. Josh Allen got a 6-year, $258 million deal. But Deshaun, all of his is guaranteed. Now, Deshaun Watson got that. Deshaun is good, but he's not Lamar Jackson. My whole point is, man, get that money, bro. Just go ahead on get it, man, because they're gonna give you at least 200 to 250 million right now, bro. He probably can act for $57 million a year. Ike B, god dang, bro. Go get that. Look, man, you can start generational wealth. Damn a Super Bowl, damn Pro Bowl. Man, I don't care nothing about all, no, bro. Cats go to the league to do what? Get paid. Now, if you can win a Super Bowl in the midst of getting paid, great, bro. That's great. Because I asked anybody, not you. I asked the average fan who said I asked a great fan who won a Super Bowl 3 years ago. They asked one bad answer. They had to go look it up. But you'll know if a cat was in the league and went broke. Oh, that man lost all that money. Dog, go get that loot, Lamar. I'm with you. Damn the agent, man. Because I like that you keeping the money within the family. Damn, bro, go get that loot, Ike B. Forget all this, man.
Well, Doc, maybe he knows something. Maybe he knows something that we know. Maybe he knows that he's a covenant child, and that all things are his. They belong to him, and money just doesn't. I mean, Doc, it's important, but it doesn't move him like that. I mean, Doc, it's evident in his approach to this contract situation. I have to say that he believes that money shouldn't move you. You should make your decision not based on money, but based on truth. So therefore, I mean, that's maybe his approach. Doc. I mean, he like we say, he's a quarterback that plays differently from just about every other quarterback in the league, probably except Josh Allen. And we call it kamikaze. I think he plays a superior brand of football. But at the same time, he can also throw the football around, Doc. Yes. I mean, you compare his numbers to Patrick Mahomes, it's there. And they play a great brand of defense in that AFC North, Doc. It's putting him in a great situation to, like I say, to win an MVP, to go to a Super Bowl and win a Super Bowl. And when you're truly focused on those things, MVP, going to Super Bowl, Doc, the money comes, Doc. The money follows you. The money will run you down. Ask Joe Flacco. It will run you down. So maybe his focus is on those things, those accolades, those trophies. And with those trophies, those accolades, Doc, money always comes. And I like to say it to myself all the time. Money, you come to me. You come to me. I don't go to you. You come to me.
Well, money is trying to come to him. Money is literally looking at him like, hey, what? I'm here. I'm here. You know, I'm right here, Lamar. You know me, But I see that. I don't know if he's doing this or not, but I know a lot of times, bro, when you playing hard to get, you become even more wanted. You know, like, oh, they still. Well, we got dinner at 7:00. Oh, they still there? Damn, they still sitting there. It's 9:30. Oh, damn, they still sitting there. It's midnight. All of them, they just sitting there. They just waiting on you. I ain't put my clothes on yet. Tell them I'll be there. And like, damn, it must be really something about him. I want him. So he might be playing hard to get. I ain't mad at him, bro. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, I'm getting impatient. I had to work on my patience, and I'm getting impatient for his ass. I'm like, bro, you can start generational on top of generational wealth. But you
starts in your thinking.
It does, man.
That starts in your thinking.
Damn. When I hear $57 million a year average, bro, that he can get, and I think Aaron Rodgers making 50. You look at these cats, man. Derek Carr got 3 years, 121.5 million. He better than Derek Carr. Patrick Mahomes, 45 million a year. Dak Prescott, 40 million a year. Kirk Cousins, 35 million a year. So Lamar Jackson can go right there and say, man, give me $57 million, because you ain't finna find nobody else like me. All these dudes locked down. Anybody that you can compare to me in the NFL, they already got long-term deals. So what you gonna do?
And let me ask you this, Doc. As a defensive coordinator, as a defensive player, put yourself in those mindsets. From all those guys that you just named, who would you be more fearful of facing on Sunday?
Lamar Jackson. I ain't gonna even lie.
Thank you.
I would.
Thank you.
Yeah. Because he can flick it, and he's accurate, and he can throw the deep ball. Then he can get gone on your ass, bro. Seriously. So Lamar Jackson is the scariest quarterback in the NFL. I don't give a damn what nobody else says. Now, Aaron Rodgers got that quick release. He flicks it. Patrick Mahomes does his thing, but Lamar Jackson is the scariest dude in the league. But I think he's been hit like more than 800 times in his career so far. going into his 5th year. But when you are running quarterback like that, that happens. Let me ask you this before we move on. This is what I don't understand, bro. When they always talking about running quarterback, you shouldn't be a running quarterback. You can't win that way. All right. The purpose of the NFL is football is to move the ball down the field, correct? Does it matter how you get down the field, dog? If you throw the ball 30 yards or if you run it, does it matter? Your ass still 30 yards down the field, right? I don't understand when they say that about running quarterbacks. You can't win that way. Man, the purpose is to get the damn ball down the field and to score touchdowns. So, Lamar, I'm with you, brother. And salute to you, man, because I like the way you always show up looking like a warrior, bro. But I'm like, man, he gonna get that money, man. But I think he gonna get it done within now and you know what I'm saying, when camp starts.
Yeah, I think so too, Doc. If I had to bet on it, I mean, I think they get the deal done. I think this week is an important week for them. He's in town. He's in the building. The general manager is in the building, so they'll be peeking and looking at him, and they'll probably be looking at each other, sit down and have lunch, and probably get the ball rolling, Doc. I mean, let's be real. Without them saying a word, the ball has already been rolling. And when you just look at the guys in their division that have been getting paid, Deshaun Watson, guys in Buffalo, what they've been getting paid, they already have a starting point to not engage Lamar, but for Lamar to engage him. So he's in a great place, Doc. I think he's controlling what he can control, and this situation is controllable by him.
Yeah, man, and he, like I said, no agent, man, no middleman, so he can keep that percentage, bro. Because all you got to do, go to the NFLPA and say, hey, man, give me a structure of that contract that this dude right here signed. I want exactly everything that's in it. Give it to me. Let me look at it and let me bump these numbers up right here and leave. Because you know how it should be structured. You know how it should go because they'll give you a copy of them. And I'm with you though, Lamar. Make the ass stay at the dinner table and wait on your ass, man. Food cold and everything, man. Damn water, ice and melted in the water. The tea don't taste good no more. They still waiting on you, bro, because they want you here. Ain't nothing they can do without you, man. So get that loop, man. I just hope he goes ahead and sign that extension, man. And because I think he want to stay in Baltimore. And speaking of extension, man, damn, bro, our Rams been spending loot, bro. You know, Cooper Kupp kind of kept it quiet. You know, he saw all these receivers getting all this loot, Tyreek Hill and Devontae Adams and, you know, other cats. He's like, I ain't gonna say much. I think he took your approach when you was up for a new deal. So when they paid AD, Cooper didn't say nothing. He's like, nah, I ain't trying to reset the market. I know I led the league in receptions and, you know, make sure you say that. I know I led the league in receptions and receiving yards and touchdown. I'm the Super Bowl MVP, but I'm cool. I'm straight. Rams said, that's cool, man. Let's give his ass. So they give him a 3-year, $80 million extension, bro. $75 million guaranteed as soon as he signs, man. Worth $110 million over 5 years. Bro, the Rams, where the hell they get this money from, man? But they're doing the right thing, man, because if anybody deserves this loot, Aaron Donald deserves it, and Cooper Kupp deserves it.
You know what? Maybe Lamar Jackson and Cooper Kupp are taking the approach that I took because you hear very little coming from those camps. You heard very little coming from Cooper Kupp's camp. And Doc, many a times in these situations, your actions on the field speak louder than you going and petitioning a man for a contract extension or a raise. But we know raises don't come from man or from the east or from the west. But Doc, I mean, the thing about that is that they just take different approaches, and he was rewarded for having a phenomenal, the best season that a wide receiver has ever had in the National Football League, man. And I applaud the Rams for taking care of their players because way back in the day, it was a time when the Rams, Los Angeles and St. Louis, they just didn't take care of the players that they drafted. So we're seeing differently right now. These guys been taken care of. We're keeping our playmakers in the fold, allowing them to get that second and third contract within their confines that they're in, that they don't have to switch cities, go somewhere, buy a new house and that type of stuff. And they can feel comfortable coming back and doing everything they got to do for the Rams. Cooper Kupp is an example of that, man. Unfortunately, many times we don't talk about him as being the best wide receiver in the league, but from a statistical standpoint, man, he's had the best season by a wide receiver ever in the National Football League. He's a Triple Crown winner. So salutes to him. Congratulations to him, to the Rams, to keeping him in the fold and taking care of our own, man, and keeping him in house.
He's not the best receiver in the NFL, though. I mean, he's good. He's not the best, though. I mean, I know he put up the big numbers. He's not the best. That's just me. Cooper Kupp, he's outstanding, but he's not the best receiver in the NFL. Sorry, because a lot of times he in the slot. So a lot of times you're in the slot, you got other dudes who, trying to guard you, strong safeties and linebackers and stuff like that. So he's in the slot, he gets underneath. So you got other dudes that's and he's too slippery for them. But, salute to you, Cooper Kupp, by getting that loot, man. And salute to our Rams for making it happen, man. Somebody who is considered the best receiver in the league, Tyreek Hill, man, before we get out of here, he signed with Miami Dolphins now. He's getting like $30 million a year. He got a big contract too. But Cooper Kupp, I think the Rams, man, Cooper Kupp, the highest paid, non-quarterback receiver, something like most guaranteed money ever given to an NFL receiver. That's what the Rams gave Cooper Kupp because he's productive. He's not the best receiver in the NFL though, but he's productive. He's super productive. But Tyreek Hill left Kansas City at Miami now. He got a little podcast. Now he said, yeah, Tua, Patrick Mahomes, but Tua is more accurate than Patrick Mahomes. I'm like, bro, of course you're going to say that now, man, because y'all in shorts and helmets, bro. I mean, I don't know how true it is, but I ain't mad at Tyreek Hill for saying that. He been catching flack from some of these damn analysts. Why you saying that? Bro, he's really trying to give Tua probably some confidence, but y'all in shorts and helmets, man. So, of course, he's going to be more accurate than Patrick Mahomes. Things change when that heat start getting on that ass, but you see anything wrong with Tyreek Hill saying that, man?
Well, not at all, Doc. I mean, every frog loves his own pond. And, I've said many occasions, Doc, we shouldn't be in the business of killing our wounded. We should be in the business of helping to rescue and repairing and restoring our wounded. So, that it's Tyreek Hill's job right now to make sure the guy that's throwing him the football is first of all built up on the inside, Doc. I mean, Tyreek Hill has played some tremendous football on a lot of levels, on the highest level. He's played in Super Bowls. He's played in high-level playoff games. Tua Tagovailoa hasn't done that right now. So I think, from that veteran leadership skill set that Tyreek possesses, he can start to impart some of the confidence that he has, that he picked up from Andy Reid, that he picked up from the Eric Bieniemys of the world, and start to impart it into not only this Miami Dolphin organization as a whole, but the guy that's going to be throwing him the football, Doc. I think that's important to have that. So many times we go out as a wide receiver, as a quarterback, and we go run routes. We go get some throws in. We go do some pat and go between each other. And all that's physical, Doc. But I think the important thing is those quiet moments when you're sitting at the locker room and you're pumping up Tua, or Tua is pumping you up, reminding you just how great you are, reminding you of some of those great moments that you had at the University of Alabama and some of the great moments that you've had in the league. So those things start to carry over to the football field and possibly with Tua's accuracy. Now, if you had to go down a list and you had Patrick Mahomes, and you had Tua Tagovailoa on this list, and you were rating the characteristics of a quarterback and who would win, who gets the check and who doesn't get the check, and you had 10 of them, I think, to be honest, Patrick Mahomes would get 9 of them. Tua would get 1 of them. Now, if that one is accuracy, and that's what Tyreek, who's starting to play with both of those guys, he has that opinion. I mean, I guess it could be accurate. Tua has to win in something because he's a NFL quarterback where there's only 32 of those jobs, Doc. He has to win in at least one category. I mean, let's be real. Give him something. So if Tyreek Hill says he's more accurate than a Patrick Mahomes, I mean, he better be at something. At least one of those deals, man. I mean, but when you're building a quarterback, and when you're building a guy that you want to play, want to be your quarterback for the next couple of years, I think Patrick Mahomes is that guy that you pick. I mean, probably over a lot of other quarterbacks in the league as well.
Yeah, Tyreek Hill just trying to brainwash him and program him, man, to make him think and make him know, make him think like he more accurate. But he got it to, man. That's his damn quarterback, bro. I don't know what the hell they expect him to say, man. So I ain't got a problem with that at all, bro. And plus, he want that rock.
Well, it was his own podcast. So the question, so it's not what they expect him to say. That's just what he brought out, Doc. This is, he got a list like we have a list.
Exactly. I'm glad he said it. I mean, that's what he's supposed to say. But anything else you want to say before we get up out of here, bro?
No, it's creeping around, Doc. I mean, training camp is starting to happen. For me, basically, when I played professional football, I have my time sets, my time markers that I'd set. You got that month of June after the mandatory minicamp. You get 1 month off to go back to where you are, and you start to get your mind right for the season. You start to get your mind right for training camp, and you start getting your mind right for the preseason games. And after that U.S. Open in New York, that tennis tournament, you start to say, oh, now, Doc, here it is. It's here. There's no turning back. So everything that these guys are putting in, getting prepared for this season, man, it's happening right now, Doc. These guys are preparing at a very high level. The Lamar Jacksons of the world, the Tuas of the world, the Tyreek Hills of the world, they are preparing to have a super season. And, I love seeing these guys go out and compete. And we got what I say one more NBA Finals game, and then we'll be full-fledged into the NFL season.
Yes, sir. And training camp sucks. But anyway, that's going to do it for another great episode of the Run Pass Option with Pro Football Hall of Famer Isaac Bruce and Doc Holliday. We talk sports because we know sports. We out.